Hello and welcome to today's reading. Today we are using The Mind and the Moon by Daniel Bergner. And as always, all of the books or decks that are used in my readings are linked in the description box. So if you want to check out any of the materials we use today, you can go down there and see that. We are on page 107. He gave her foot massages with a device but could no longer take things beyond that. She said that she wanted a man who initiated. He no longer knew how and wasn't sure he had ever known. So it sounds like you may be a divine feminine or masculine, but I am picking pretty strongly up on divine feminine at this time, who is experiencing confusion over a romantic relationship. This doesn't have to be true, but it is one of the stronger messages I'm getting. Now, for some of you, you may identify more as the divine masculine in this story, so take what resonates. Also, do remember that divine feminine and masculine energies are just that. They are energies. They are not the physical expressions. So you can identify as male, female, non-binary, and so on, and still fit into divine feminine or masculine energy overall or in any particular moment. The energy that I am picking up on here is that someone is feeling like they've ticked all the boxes, they've done all of the things that they were told to do to achieve success. You may be a millennial, just putting that out there as well. You may identify as a millennial, but they have been following all of the rules and all of the guidelines and all of the steps to success. And again, this is pretty heavily a romantic partnership that I'm picking up on, but this could be something more general, like a creative experience or something that is involving a lot of emotion. So this could be something entrepreneurial or familial, or it could be your education, something that you're really passionate about. Anything that involves your emotions a lot, that's what this relationship is about. But I'm getting that you are feeling that you've followed all the rules and you've done all of the things, crossed the T's, dotted the I's, made sure your punctuation was on point, but for whatever reason, nothing is happening. And you are feeling like there's something wrong with you, or maybe the system is just bullshit and there's no way for you in your mind to break through this glass ceiling. I'm almost getting the feeling of, oh my God, I've been duped. This whole thing is a lie. What is real? You're kind of facing an existential crisis, some of you. And I'm getting that you had such high hopes for this relationship or venture, but it's kind of just done absolutely nothing. It's like you've put so much time and energy, and not only have you not seen the results that you wanted, you haven't seen any results at all, like zero. For example, if this were a YouTube channel, you have posted a bunch of videos, you've optimized for the search engine, but you have gotten literally 0 views. And in this example, I am being shown that not even you have viewed your own work. So I think what you might be missing here in this situation is that you aren't working to please the world. The ultimate goal is for you to feel something. And rather than investing in the feeling for yourself, you have been investing in the feeling to bait other people in, but there's no guarantee that they will actually give you that which you are wanting. So for example, you might need money, and so you decide to go out to the store and buy a bunch of ingredients and bake a bunch of cupcakes and cookies and set up a bake sale table. But there's no guarantee that anyone will buy your baked goods. Rather than going through all of these roundabout steps, there is an urge, a push, a very strong message coming in to you from your guides and your spiritual team, letting you know that you are ignoring the fact that you have a point here. You can go directly for this thing that you are wanting rather than taking all of these circuitous routes to get there. If this is a relationship, you may have been working on your body and working on your communication style and your ability to hold space for other people and just making yourself as attractive and desirable as possible for a partner. But the reality is you should be doing that for you, not for them. And I know that's such a cliche, so let me explain. If you are beautifying yourself, for example, in order to make yourself attractive or desirable to another person, a partner, in reality, behind that beautification process and that trying to attract them, you may actually be trying to feel attractive or feel special or beautiful or worthy or whatever. You'll have to tailor that particular urge or desire yourself, where you could be taking the same exact steps that you were taking before, but rather than intending them for some unknown person or specific people, you're intending them for you, rather than putting on makeup because you think that's what the other parties are interested in. You put on the makeup that makes you feel the prettiest. It's kind of like the difference between seeing yourself in the mirror and seeing yourself on a camera. Sometimes there's a very large discrepancy between the two, and you may have noticed that what you look good in objectively through a camera isn't necessarily your favorite thing to wear. And you'll get a lot of advice to dress for what you actually look good in. But in this case, rather than focusing on the objective perspective of your image, you should be focusing on what is my favorite thing to wear, what makes me feel the most special, what makes me feel the most pretty and beautiful, what makes me feel the most valuable and luxurious. I hope that you can see how this example applies across the board. It's not just makeup or clothes or hair. It's not just your physical appearance, but also what you put into your body, right? What you eat, what you drink, what you say to yourself, what you think, the media that you consume, the books you read, the podcast you listen to, the music you listen to, the stories you tell about yourself, the stories you allow other people to tell you about themselves. All of these things are a reflection of who you are. I think I might need to make an entire video about this. Let me know in the comments if you would like this. But when we are working with the law of attraction, what we are trying to do essentially is change ourselves in order to change the image that we get reflected to us. The universe is a mirror hologram in essence, so that which you are is reflected back to you. This includes your subconscious, and it gets more complicated when it comes to all of that. But when spiritual teachers and practitioners say positive focus is your key, this is why, because the more you can focus on that feeling of abundance, beauty, value, whatever it is you're trying to experience, the more you can focus on the experience itself, the more it will be reflected to you in your environment. I'm also seeing the number 9 on my recording device, so I think this is a huge chapter ending, even a book ending. This is an enormous moment of transition for you. You are closing out an old chapter of your life, and I know, again, that's another huge cliche, but it really is like you're shedding a skin or breaking out of your cocoon or shell and suddenly emerging as this next, newest version of yourself that has undergone this alchemy, this turning the ego and the self into its most fundamental parts and reorganizing and rewriting them into the thing that you want to become. This is a really beautiful moment in your life, and I'm really proud of you for getting here. And it can be sometimes the most frustrating, especially when it's something that you realize you're doing consciously. You're working towards creating this new reality for yourself. You know that you have the power, but you haven't yet experienced it enough to believe it necessarily. So it's kind of one of those moments of cognitive dissonance where you both believe that you have power and control over your reality, and you believe that you do not have power and control over your reality. So I think that your approach has been to attempt to change the mirror reflection by drawing on it, by looking in different directions, things like that, rather than focusing on changing the thing it is reflecting. And that's something that you are learning to do right now. So I think a technique that will help you make leaps and bounds in this goal of yours is to come back to the feeling you are trying to create. You know that it exists because you have felt it before. So try to remember in the past or present, or even in your vicarious excursions on the internet or through books and movies, things like that. Where have you experienced this feeling before? What did it feel like in your body? Was it warm and buzzy? Was it cool and calm? Was it light? Was it heavy? Did you feel any particular muscular contractions? What was the physical sensation that accompanied that feeling? And if it's something that you can indulge in right now, like having your favorite food or watching your favorite show or movie, or something as small as dimming all the lights and putting fairy lights on and reading a book, anything that you can do to recreate that feeling, that essence, is going to help you focus more on this reality that you're trying to create. And rather than following all the steps and checking all the boxes and all of that to create a reality that you think you want based on what other people have told you exists out there, you'll be creating the reality based on you. It's going to be tailored to you, which is significantly better than any sort of prepackaged experience. I hope that this resonated. Let me know in the comments if it did. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell and select all notifications so that you get updated every time I have a new reading or a new video. Do let me know if you want me to cover that topic of the law of attraction and how to use it in a more intuitive way. I'd be happy to do that if there is enough interest. Thank you so much for being here, and until next time, bye.